Now, sometimes in a query we want to replace values with other values. Let's, for example, go to the sales 2019-2021 query, and I want to use the replace values button, which you'll find on the home tab. So here it is, here, replace values. If I click this button, I can then say what I want to replace, what I want to find, and what I want to replace it with. So I want to find every instance of a datum, which if I look in the background here is a type of brand, and I want to replace that a datum with Acme Limited. And all I do is go OK, and you'll see all the a datum brands replaced with Acme Limited. And so if you need to replace values, simply use the replace values button. Now it didn't work, and why didn't it work? That's because I was in the wrong column. Let's delete that step. Let's go to brand, let's go to replace values, and we'll type a datum, and again, Acme Limited. So there's a trap. Make sure you have the right column or columns selected. And when I go OK, now you can see all the a datums have been replaced with Acme Limited. Now, the other thing I want you to notice is when you hit the drop down on brand, there's a couple of duplicities. Fabricum's been mentioned twice, and Litwear has been mentioned twice. And the reason is some of the Fabricums have got spaces after them, and some of the Litwears have got spaces after them, which makes them different from Litwear with no space after it. So what I'm going to do is use the replace values. I've got the right column selected this time, so I'll go replace values, and I'll type Litwear space and replace it with Litwear. When I click OK and have a look in the drop down, I now only have one Litwear. If I then do the same to Fabricum, replace Fabricum space with Fabricum, no space, and OK. And I can see the M language up there, I can see the step here, and when I click I can still see there's still a Fabricum there. So we must have had some Fabricums with two spaces. So let's repeat replace values, put in Fabricum again and a space, put in Fabricum again and OK. And now we'll find there's only one instance of Fabricum and one instance of Litwear. So you can replace one value with another value, and sometimes it's just a matter of removing spaces at the end of things. But then we also find that some columns, looking at sale 2019, have got like the word null in them. And I really want to get rid of the word null and replace it with a 0. And I want to do it for this column, hold the shift key through to this column. So all of these columns here. So I click the first column, shift click the last column, and I do it in one hit. So let's replace values. Say I want to replace null with 0. And OK. And immediately I'll lose all my nulls, and instead I'll acquire a 0, which will be much better to work with.